oh, we got to have a little bit of a conversation. It starts on Instagram, the idea of Chris Brown not knowing who Robert Glasper is. There's a grander scheme involved that we probably should discuss. Do you even know what jazz is? Chris Brown and his followers and people under the age of 30 at large. Do you know what jazz is? Do you know who your grandparents are? Do you know who your great grandparents are? Have your mothers and fathers or aunties and uncles exposed you to anything outside of your realm of R&B? It's a question we have to ask at this point. R&B is the safe spot. Everybody wants to do R&B parties. There are genres that are being pushed into the category of R&B that are not necessarily R&B. There's neo soul, there's jazz, there's funk, there's disco, there's house music. There are tons of blues, gospel, rock. All of these genres were created by a group of people with the skin color. Are you serious? There's a whole world that is untapped. R&B is just blurring everything right now. It's all about the marketing of it. But what you have at your disposal is this little device. And inside this little device, you have Spotify and YouTube, and you have Apple Music, and you have all of these other search engines where you can explore and dive deeply into an array of genres, an array of artists, an array of people known and unknown. What is happening to you, to your brothers and sisters and cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, your friends, and all their families is laziness. You're looking for what's popular and what's hot and what the internet suggests, and you're simply leaving it there. It means that you're not exploring. You're not stepping out of your box. You're allowing someone to feed you instead of being fed. That's not a good thing. You're waiting to be fed. It's the reason why we do Sundays tastings every Sunday around 8 a.m. Central Standard Time on Twitch. It's the reason why you have an array of DJs who are on the internet on Twitch who are playing newer, older, different music. You have to have the attention span. And maybe we need to do a better job of pairing people you know with people you may not know. I'm going to need those who are over the age of 40 to make sure that they're introducing their nieces, nephews, cousins, baby brothers, and sisters to people who can potentially aid them in exposing their children to these genres and artists. We need music appreciation classes. We need spaces that are interested in creating experiences that are not limited to what is popular. Now, of course, from a business standpoint, I most certainly understand why you might do that. Of course, you want people to come in and purchase your goods. You want them to be comfortable enough to purchase those goods. How they become comfortable is based on familiarity, and that's either familiarity of the food and beverage program, things that they know that they want to eat, and the environment. But there's so much room to further push these narratives. None of us, I'll say that, I'll take it with you because I know that is not who I am and nor who I've ever been. None of us are in a space to teach instead of allowing our kids to simply eat and consume what is quick and fast, just like fast food. Nobody wants to cook. Nobody has the time to prepare the meal. In that cooking and preparing the meal, as I saw it as a child, there was my grandmother's, my mother's music being played. There was me listening to these artists at the barbecues. There was me driving with my grandfather, my father, with my mother and my grandmother and people who were playing their music. Instead, now You're wanting to be young and playing what's new and hip and popular so you look cool to your kids. I get it. But who's going to lead? Who is going to curtail the energy of the youth if everybody wants to be young? That's not how it works. It's not. And it's the reason why we're losing a lot of our history and our culture, because everybody wants to look cool and young. You're competing with your kids. That doesn't even sound right.